new ideas in project management, and the latest trends in career innovation and business agility. This is Project Management on the Go, a podcast by the PMI Northern Italy chapter.
Welcome everybody to a new episode of the Project Management on the Go. My name is Matteo Fioravanti and I'm a volunteer of the PMI Northern Italy chapter. We are witnessing a new era where changes are happening faster than ever in what we live, in the way we work or we could work. One of the key topics is the impact of AI on project management. And today we will have the opportunity to talk about agility and AI. I can still remember that almost 5 years ago, I was interviewing Emiliano Soldi with a podcast related to leadership and agility. Today, we are meeting him once again. Welcome, Emiliano. Thanks for being our guest. 5 years passed by now. Wow. Please tell us what you have done and what you're doing.
Ciao, Matteo. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure. Yeah, indeed, 5 years. Wow. Time flies, actually. I remember that at the time I was in another room. It was evening, if I'm not mistaken, and I was already in Athens or Istanbul, actually. So much changes happened, actually. But look, since our last conversation, I have been deeply involved in helping organization, kind of moving beyond, bringing agility just in product development and helping them to becoming truly agile and embracing agile within the whole organization, embedding agility as principle in both on strategic and operational levels. Thus enabling what we call business agility. Actually, I've worked for different enterprises in different countries. Helping organization becoming obsessed about value. So by using agile approach. And now today, actually, lately, I'm focusing more and more on bringing business agility beyond frameworks, leadership, why not organizational design and innovation? And of course, we are at the intersection of AI and agility, no? And it's something I'm deeply exploring since one year and a half, which makes today's conversation even more exciting, Matteo.
Thanks, Emiliano. So please tell us what happened to the Agile methodology and the approach to Agile in all of these years.
Wow. Agile is evolving significantly, actually. I'm pleased that it's finally maturing from being perceived just, a series of practices that you apply for product development for IT teams, for example, to finally becoming a strategic enabler for organization. This is what I see every day. The past taught us that several companies have rigidly adopted frameworks, Scrum, Safe, not customizing them very much, actually. And additionally, not being very much focused on actual value creation. They were more inclined and focused on doing the agile stuff, so applying frameworks without customizing it. Today, we are working on how we can use framework to create real value. So that's where I working more and more. So we are seeing actually companies that are really shifting towards real business agility. And that's what I love, what we love. They are focusing on flow efficiency, continuous learning, for example, and they are detaching themselves for just deploying features, a bunch of features into the market, into production, and creating value and being more and more focused on the short-term time to value. But even this last thing is no longer enough, because as I read, and as you can read, everyone could read in the 2024 Business Agility Institute report, the ability to quickly adapt, innovate, respond to change, actually should extend beyond a single company. No, we need to bring agility in supply chains through partners, business networks, etc. And the business agility report says that this could be called ecosystem agility. So this will be the next change for us. It's a place where seamless collaboration, shared goal between different partners, adaptability across industries. So in order to increase adaptability, flexibility, why not resiliency, will determine actually who thrives in an ever-changing landscape. And this will be the next challenge. And I am really amazed about that.
Okay, thank you. Very clear. So now today we also talk about AI in agility. When did AI started to be meaningful in Agile, and in which way did it started?
Yes, wow, that's a good point. Actually, AI's role in Agile has evolved dramatically over time, and in the last 2 years, 1 year and a half, became even more pushing. Look, in the beginning, I think AI impact was quite kind of limited because it was mostly used to automate, let's say, some of the technical aspect of Agile software development. No? I mean, I don't know, test automation, continuous integration, continuous development pipelines, what regards mainly DevOps processes. So that was the main aspects that were impacted by AI. So this helped team actually to release faster. But if you look at that, it wasn't really influencing. Agile was working at a deeper level. It was not influencing how team members actually worked by using agile approach in general. No, wow. Then things started to mature and to shift. AI in Agile has been evolved so much. Today, AI and generative AI are part of our daily and working lives, actually. There is a model that is called the cyborg model, that is how you use AI. And the cyborg model is where AI and humans are actually interconnected. They continue to feed each other with their inputs and outputs to refine their ideas or their creativity. So cyborg model means that we are one single element with AI, integrating into activities and decision making as well. But this is even more challenging because things are changing very, very fast. In the last, let's say, 6 months, we see that AI is moving from a single purpose, let's say, application, having AI being thoroughly adopted within complex project or solutions, to, let's say, more multi-agents systems. So agentic AI is becoming the new, let's say, not trend, but technology or use of AI. Agentic AI, as you know, is a form of specialized artificial intelligence. It's a kind of if you have many agents that are kind of specialized, that could be also autonomous in making some decisions and taking some actions, meaning that they are autonomous within certain boundaries, within certain perimeters, with certain criteria. So they could take decision to automate this stuff, but other decisions should be taken by ourselves as humans. And this agentic AI actually has the promise is to be, to powers up efficiency and scale lots what we could do with generative AI. Just to mention an example. Imagine a bank or insurance in the financial sector. Most of the time, this industry has legacy systems, maybe written in COBOL and with monolithic architectures, and you have a handful of experts that can modify, and this has enormous cost, enormous risk. AI can actually completely revolutionize this scenario. If you think you could have an AI agent that is able to do reverse engineering of code. another AI agent that is able to document these, another AI agent that is able to create and develop new code for modern languages, or even creating and developing microservices. So AI is really changing the way, in general, we are working. In general, this could be applied not just on software development, but the whole, to the whole working competencies. And of course, agility is very much impacted about that, Matteo.
Thank you. I read that in one of your posts, you mentioned AI is becoming an integral part of our working habits. Can you tell us something more about the collaboration between human and AI?
Yeah, absolutely. The change is promising to be huge, actually. As I said, AI became to be more involved in decision-making support. So it is able to analyze huge amount of data, spotting patterns, predict risks in project, for example, analyzing project documents in order to see any correlation between them, if not suggesting solution based on real-time data. We can scan for anything within the internet with AI. So this will happen in shorter and shorter iteration, actually. So this will absolutely increase the way we will change. For example, we see AI assisting product discovery. So tools are starting to incorporate, for example, backlog prioritization, backlog creation, epics, features, user stories. So all of these will help product owners to take strategic decision, actually. Based on customer feedback, up-to-date customer feedback, and so they could operate in such a way. So stop micromanaging backlogs and dedicating themselves to this strategic stuff. Actually, AI additionally is positioning itself as a new actor in the agile feedback loop. If you remember, if you know, obviously, before, the feedback loop was mainly between the team, the agile team, and the customer, and so the team was in charge to deliver stuff to the customer and to gather some feedback. In that situation, today the team is able to reiterate several times with AI, just to improve idea, just to test their assumptions, just to see if their MVP are good enough, and then finally delivering to the customer. It is as such, if we have a sprint that is the duration, the iteration of a team, and within a sprint you will have several inner AI refinement cycle within, where you could also mock personas. You could mock, you could create an agent that is the user Pippo, an agent that is the user Pluto, that is an expert on several, and then you ask feedback on your solutions to them. Of course, there is also the other way of using AI. For example, some companies are experimenting with AI, facilitating, retrospective, sprint planning, why not daily stand-ups, having, the backlog updated, etc., etc. So this is what is already here. So it's the current reality. So AI is becoming. Has definitely gone to be a behind the scene assistant, and actually it's one of the starring actor of the teams. So the promise is not just to make agile faster. That is not what we want, but to make it smarter and more focus on actual value creation.
Thank you. I think you introduce the word team, which is always very important for every project manager. So I would like to ask you, what's happening to the agile teams and their structures? What about the team members, their roles, and the progresses and the processes they will be using?
Yeah, okay. Great questions, actually. Of course, it's not simple to predict what will happen, and so it's very hard. But we can make some assumption based on what we see every day on the field. First of all, what will happen depends on how much companies are mature in adopting Agile and AI as well. So this company should master those two disciplines. So today, not all organizations are ready to thoroughly embrace this change, first of all. But let's say for the ones who are great at doing that, according to some interesting articles you can read from the internet and what we see on the field every day, you could see important changes on roles, dynamics, processes, and of course also the rhythms of Agile. Let's start talking about roles. Developers, okay. Developers will be much impacted. They probably will spend less and less time in actual writing code, for example, since AI will handle that. They will probably work on smaller requirements. They will kind of feed AI agents. They will orchestrate the different AI agents, the one that created documentation with the one that actually are creating code or tests. So they will refine this stuff. They will probably much more dedicated to quality of the process, quality of the product. Why not? And this, of course, will need new skills regarding AI in general, but also communication and soft skills. But regarding AI, and here, as you know, prompt engineering is taking an interesting interesting because you have to optimize and design the best prompts ever in order to provide some context and having more accurate and relevant and high quality outputs. This is what prompt engineering is, and this is what the developers must acquire, of course. Then we have product owners remaining on the role side. And product owners actually, according to the fact that AI will help in, for example, product backlog management and product strategy and management in general of the backlog, they will finally focus more and more on strategy. For sure, I'm sure about that. So looking at what's the strategy of the product, how we can engage the customers, what the customer really wants, conduct any research, etc., etc. So they will be more dedicated on this, and also on stakeholder management, because this is something, product owner synthesize the view of the different business stakeholders, and they bring the product owner brings this synthesis within a team. So they will continuously update and refine the backlog and business goals as they will evolve in a more accelerated way. Then we go to the Scrum Master. Look, the process will be impacted by AI, and so most of the processes and events will be managed probably by AI. So Scrum Master could evolve, for example, in Agile coaches. They will guide teams in understanding how to cooperate with AI, how to integrate AI into workflows, for example. So they will be more dedicated on the soft side of collaboration within teams with AI, or according to the fact that actually delivery methods and approach are changing, and we see hybrid methods getting more traction. So more mixing of Agile, waterfall, iterative waterfall, etc. Maybe Scrum Master could become more, let's say, delivery specialists that are able to handle different methods, integrating them in order for creation of value. Now, zooming out a bit from roles, let's have a look to team structures. So one thought is that teams could become smaller, let's say 2 or 3 people plus AI. So you will have, we are shifting from large cross-functional teams to more specialized, smaller unit, maybe 2 or 3 people, you, Matteo, the product owner, myself, and AI, and maybe we could have 2 or 3 AI agents. One is Jane, that is the functional and business analyst. The other is Peter, that is the developer, etc. And we need to orchestrate ourselves within this kind of setting. For example, just to mention an example. So, in general, having smaller teams will reduce the need for, internal coordination, because we are myself and you and AI. So it does make any sense to have a daily stand-up every day? Maybe not. So we need to change also this, while having smaller teams will increase the needs of cross-collaboration. So here again, coaching these teams to collaborate with AI and managing the dependencies between them will be even more, I think, even more critical. This is the reason why I say that we still need agile coaching to help them getting in that situation. Then finally, we have the process. Also here, we can see some structural changes, let's say. We know that AI and the acceleration of AI speed is making actually, traditional sprint duration that is usually 2 or 3 weeks. So a sprint is 2 or 3 weeks actually. This duration and cadence kind of feel a bit outdated, Maybe it would be, we could have hyper sprints of 2 or 3 days. This approach could be more suitable for that context. Or in some cases where you have to pull and to deliver continuously, continuous flow of value, maybe you could even abandon sprints in favor of continuous cycle of delivery. And in that situation, Kanban is great and without even iteration at all.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot. Very interesting. I wouldn't stop listening you about all of these topics. Going back also to a very important definition from PMI. PMI is describing as human in the loop the importance of a project manager to oversight the delivery of high quality deliverables. What do you think is the role of human beings, even if you have already described this in part in the activation of AI in Agile, and where do you think the human role is very important?
Yeah, absolutely. We should not be scared about AI because human beings are the ones that are able to manage accordingly the interaction between humans and AI and make it in the best way possible, actually. So human role is more critical than ever today, not less, more critical than ever. Of course, we know how powerful is AI in processing data, generating insights, and so on. But actually, we know it lacks, the creativity and strategic thinking we have, and additionally, the ethical judgment human beings have. So we need to take into account this, and we are actually responsible for that. We need to absolutely being focused on the ethical judgment as well. So creativity remains mainly and uniquely human. If you think, Matteo, AI actually optimizes what already exists. So they have been trained on a lot of data, but all of that stuff is already existing. So humans actually define what's next, what's more, what's new. So we are, in the terms of innovation and creativity, we are there. Product owners, for example, are evolving, we said, and they are more inclined to scan the market, understanding what could be done, what kind of innovation, and they can collaborate in that with AI. Then, not only creativity, we have also, decision making, of course. As I told you before, you mentioned that some decision within certain boundaries with some certain criteria or thresholds could be, why not, managed by AI agents by themselves. Okay, maybe not trivial stuff, but they could take decisions that are not harming anyone, the business, etc., but are more on the operative level. But on the other way around, we humans can recommend, priorities, we should assess and validate the value we are getting, we are creating. We should continuously align what we are creating with business needs, etc., etc. So, decision making is key. And I'm really curious, and I can't wait to see how to integrate AI with, for example, strategic frameworks like, OKRs, objectives and key results, or lean portfolio management, beyond budgeting. Why not quarterly business review? So this integration, I think, will accelerate the way decision will be taken, and probably also the quality of decision will be great. But this will be again in the hands of ourselves as humans. And finally, as I told you before, ethical responsibilities in our hands. So every time we use AI, we need to understand how we are using it, if no biases are there, and to generate the most ethical results to prevent any biases or misalignment. So that's how I see that. Our collaboration and empathy is irreplaceable. We cannot make anything without human intuition, ingenuity, creativity, and ethics. The best teams will be those that actually will keep people at the center. Always keep people in the center. So the first value of the Agile Manifesto will be even more real. Individuals and interactions, while leveraging AI as an enabler.
Great, thank you, Emiliano. The last question of the day is in terms of approaches, experimenting, and bibliography. What do you suggest to our listeners as a project manager or people involved in project about how to keep ourselves up to speed with all of what we have just described?
Yeah. Actually, this is for everyone that is curious. I'm pushing myself beyond every day in terms of curiosity, knowledge, experience, and gathering and information. So I always try to remain open. Of course, I criticize in a positive way every new stuff, but I like to deepen that. And so, for example, give you some example. I spent some time reading posts from Agile Thought Leaders, for example, and AI Thought Leaders. For Agile Thought Leaders, I can mention just Kniberg, Highsmith, Beck, Snowden, Appelo. I'm reading a great book from Appelo, the last one that is actually talking about AI and agility in general. AI, agility, I don't remember the name, but it's the last one from Appelo. Then I, of course, attended to some courses regarding, impacts of generative AI on some domain like product management or even roles, business leader and executives. I want to be very much in a great position when I talk with business leader and executives or C-levels in order to explain how AI can be embedded in their working routines or in their organization. So I'm attending to some courses in whatever is the e-learning platform or any course you have. Please do that. Of course, I mentioned it before, prompt engineering. I think that this is a key competence and skill. You will find several courses even on e-learning e-learning platform from that. And on a strategic level, I stay up to date by reading reports from strategic firms, like the one that I'm working for today, for example. In those reports, you see some forecasts and great scenarios, future scenarios on how and how much AI will be embedded and will impact our world. So doing this stuff, so reading posts, attending to courses, reading books, and to this report, then I try to integrate such a knowledge with my experience and starting connecting the dots, That's what I do actually every day.
Thank you very much, Emiliano. Again, it was very inspiring to listen to you. It was a pleasure. And maybe we see again soon, even earlier than in 5 years. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Matteo. Thanks to PMI. And yeah, let's not wait for 5 years before seeing each other. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Have you enjoyed this episode? Then don't forget to activate the alerts or to follow us so you will not miss the next ones. This PMI Nick podcast grants you 0.5 PDU. You can report on the PMI CCRS section, online or digital media. We are waiting for you at the next episode of Project Management on the Go.